And welcome back to part 42 of Neptunia VIIR, where today we're having to take down the CPUs, and I feel like they kind of underdid this fight. Like, it's another fight that's going to be eternally long because they have way too much defense for no good reason. But this was the perfect opportunity to put them in their next form and make you have to deal with their next form. Like, they could have had a lot of fun with that, but they just know they're just in their CPU forms and you got to deal with that. But that's the whirlpool of delusion. The whirlpool delusion allows them to be turned against our allies, so now we get a pretty interesting boss fight of actually having to take on the 4 CPUs at the same time. Which, off the top of my head, I don't think they've ever canonically had you do before. Like, in the main games. Like, they've made you fight the CPUs individually before in the series. Like I said, in the first game, all of them were at war with each other, so you did have to fight a couple of them. Like, not all of them were prepared to be your friend straight away. But in the second game onwards, where they've recanonised their relationship, I don't think they've really had a reason to have a fight with them ever since. But this fight is annoying. It really is. The only real benefit, I suppose, is that none of them have access to healing magic. The original 4 CPUs never did, and I just don't think they'll ever be given such luxury in this moving forward in the series. So you don't have to worry about them starting to heal each other or whatnot like you can with other bosses. But that being said, you should still be trying to work out who you want to target first and bring them down. I'd say Neptune and Noir are your the least significant threat, whilst Whiteheart, also Blanc, is a huge threat physically, whilst Vert, hit count with her high attack can also be kind of deadly. So I'd say if you can keep on top of Blanc and Vert, you should be alright, and then Noir and Neptune should start to fall down afterwards. The only thing to be wary of is because you're dealing with all 4 of them. If the turn order in the top right ends up lining up that all 4 of them are together, and they all attack one person, they won't live it. Even if they're not in their next form, these goddess formed boss fights are still pretty strong, and they will happily wipe the floor of someone if given the chance, especially because they're going to use some of their specials. Off the top of my head, I don't think they can use their EXEs, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. I don't let this fight linger around to test if I can help it. As we get to listen to Will Be Venus once again. No, this is going to be such a problem for the rest of this game. Some of the themes we're going to start hearing beyond this point, especially the 2 final boss themes, I can't help but hum along to them, and it's such a curse. I'm waiting to see if this fight counts as a boss fight or not. It doesn't. Right, okay. There's something worth mentioning then. This fight does not count as a boss fight, despite clearly being one. And so you will not be getting the bonus animations on the end of attacks, so you will be hitting stuff a lot slower. So your main damage dealer is going to be co-op attacks. Getting people to join forces to fight together kind of thing. And so Whiteheart's nearly down because of it. Like, we managed to get a good one in, so it's starting to make its effect. And I know why it doesn't count as a boss fight, it's because they can only have one boss health bar on the screen because of just how the coding set it up. So to have 4 bosses on the screen at once, only one would get a boss health bar. So it wouldn't be right. It would be weird kind of thing. So I guess to try and just work around it, they just decide to do this. They do something similar in the Colosseum. You can do a boss rush in the Colosseums later on, and when you do them, the very first encounter you have, one of the enemies has a boss bar, just so then you can have access to the bonus skills at the end of all your EXEs, so the rest of the Colosseum gauntlet. Because then it counts as a boss fight, but this doesn't technically count as a boss fight despite clearly being one. I'd say in order of most to least threatening, I'd say it goes Whiteheart, Greenheart, Blackheart, Purpleheart. Like, I think Neptune, despite being the protagonist, well, the self-proclaimed protagonist, she's definitely the weakest threat. Like, she can dish out a lot and uses her SP skills a lot sooner than everyone else. But I don't know, she just always feels more bearable than anyone else. Like, no one throws quite as much shit at you as everyone else does, kind of thing. They're gonna let loose an Umio Heaven, which doesn't seem to ever do that much damage, but I can't help but like the animation anyway, so I always go for it. Also, despite not having any kind of special powers, I keep Big Nep on the party just because you know how naturally powerful she is. Like, she did more damage per strike than Umio Heaven. I think it did more damage overall compared to Umio Heaven, but I'd have to double check. But hopefully this will kill Whiteheart, a good old Celestial Severance, even if it's not the full animation. Come on, Neptunia, you can do it. It looks like that'll do it.
Now it's over.
Yeah, she's down.
Could I lose to these guys?
I like how an element of her cockiness came out at the end there, which went, how can I lose to these guys? Like, yeah, thanks, Blan. I know it's just, they just play the normal animation, the normal sound, or voice line, or whatever you want to call it. Like, regardless of how they die, like on this fight, or whether it's in normal battle, like when we got them on our side and whatnot. But it's just the timing of that lineup. Oh god, we're being hit with Spiral Break. Well, thankfully one of the people caught in it's resistant to wind, but this is still gonna hurt like a bitch. Look how often this hits. Thankfully, I don't think it does the full animation. No, it doesn't. Because, you know, well, even for them, it doesn't count as a boss fight, so they don't get the full animation. Because the final hit of Spiral Break is brutal. If it goes into a boss fight, Spiral Break is one of the most terrifying attacks. But it's the attack that's been nerfed the most over the series. Well, one of the most. Alongside the whole of IF and Compa. Spiral Break used to hit far more often. And then, like I said, at the end, she throws the spear and it causes an explosion. That's the extra for the boss fight. But every single strike, I kid you not, every single strike did 9,999 damage. It would just end boss fights. I've no idea what happened, but that attack is beyond broken in the older Net games. Like, in the first two, it's so ridiculously OP, and in the third one, they just got rid of it. Just because it was that powerful, they just got rid of it. It doesn't exist in the third game. But then they brought it back in this one, but they've nerfed it to shit, so you don't have to... You don't have this game breaker on your side. Like one of the videos on my YouTube, I have a playlist of Neptunia, and there's one where, because I was going to do a little video showing how powerful Spiral Break is in the original, but I managed to get the exact same results in the Rebirth 2. So I was like, oh right, so they didn't nerf it. Yeah, there's a 30-second long video that I put Hyperdimension Rebirth 2 Sisters Generation VIRR equals win. And it was me testing to see if she was still as OP as she was in the first game, and she absolutely fucking is, because it just hits so goddamn hard. But I love the little moment videos that I did from the Neptunia series of my like first encounter with set moments or little things or whatnot, because it's stuff to look back on and go, oh yeah. So I'm just glancing through the playlist. I hope one day I'll be able to add more to the playlist when an official 5th game is announced. Because I was going to add little moments of Cyber Dimension when I first played through that, and same with Super NEP RPG. But I just didn't enjoy them enough or get enough of them like a good moment that I want to add them. It's the same reason I haven't done a review of either, nor do I intend to. There's not enough for me to say, and I don't really enjoy it. So I feel like if I'm going to talk about a game, it's because to at least some extent I enjoy it, so want to share what I think of it on, not just hate on it for the sake of it, or not just hate on it because I don't like it. It's why the only like more angry or covering of a game I didn't enjoy was the reboot God of War, and it was me just giving my 50 cents of saying that this gameplay's shit, because the gameplay is shit in my opinion. The gameplay's horrific in God of War and it completely lets the game down. It's just because it had a good story that everyone let it off, which seems to be a common curse with first-party Sony titles, and it's starting to wind me up. Because it's the same with Death Stranding coming up. Death Stranding's going to fucking get Game of the Year. We know it. We all know it. It's just going to get given Game of the Year, despite the fact absolutely nothing that they've shown us makes the gameplay out to be interesting. The gameplay looks extremely frustrating, actually, and repetitive and redundant. And yet everyone's praising it because the story looks interesting. And it's Kojima, he can't do any wrong. And it's like, yeah, but Metal Gear Solid 5 also had god-awful gameplay, and it looks like he hasn't learnt a single fucking lesson from it. It just looks like a giant open empty world. But now every time you get injured you have to look after this baby, but if you do it too fast it gets angry. No, that's incredibly ridiculous. Screw that. It's the same reason I didn't enjoy Last of Us. The story was good, but fuck the game. It's the same reason I don't like Uncharted 4, because they've ruined the gameplay and then tried to make up that it was better just because the story was decent. Fuck off. The original trilogy was far better because they were actually fun games. And then the reboot God of War had the audacity to make the cutscenes unskippable as well. And everyone just conveniently ignored that, despite everyone complaining about it back in 2001 when KH1 did it. But I'll let it go for now because we've managed to wipe the floor of that boss, thankfully, so we can encounter this carrying on cutscene.
Snap out of it!
That's right. This is strange. Why did I loathe Nepgear so much? She's my one irreplaceable, adorable sister. I don't loathe her. I don't even dislike her. In fact, I love her.
Neptune! Our voices reached her!
Nepgear, I'm so sorry. For some reason, I felt I hated you. So I said things I never meant.
No, it's okay. I'm just glad that you're back to normal.
Do you mean to tell me they pulled the CPUs out of the whirlpool of delusion? I don't know what you mean by whirlpool, but if they've fallen, we'll just keep pulling them out. This senior's looking after her juniors. Don't get full of yourself, me. You're just the chaff that's separated from me.
Stop! Don't make me hate Nepgear anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to hate her. I'm not myself anymore then. Help me, Nepgear. Uzume.
No more! Stop! Don't even know if I love or hate Uni anymore! Stop it, you piece of crap! Stop pushing any more strange things into me!
What I should love is being stained in hatred. No, I don't want to hate or loathe. I can't control my emotions. Help! Someone! Before we stop being ourselves! It seems your resistance was useless, me. Now do you understand? That I'm my leftovers. Don't get soft, the lot of you! Your sisters are trying so hard to call to you. Try to do something with your own strength! If you aren't capable of saving yourselves, then can you call yourselves CPUs?
Uzume.
Jeez, you guys are such a pain. Then all of you, wish on my share crystal. Pray that we can save Nepsi and the others. What are you trying to do? If negative energy breeds hate in hearts, then the opposite share energy should erase it. Let's just see whose feelings are stronger. What are you doing? You don't get it? I'll take everyone's prayers, their shares, and stuff them into this share crystal I have. You're recreating a share crystal? That is impossible. Ha! Don't underestimate my illusion powers, me. Come on, return to normal, juniors. I'll give you enough hopes and dreams that you won't lose to despair and nightmares. What are these forms?
You've gotta be kidding me! We crammed so much frickin' negative energy into them! You're telling me that they used enough energy to neutralize that?
Neutralize? You wish. I completely erased it. Well, the fact that they changed forms was kind of unintentional, but hey, I'll take it.
Thank you, Uzume. Because of you, we were able to get out of the whirlpool of delusion.
It isn't anything big. I just gave a little helping hand. You pulled yourselves out.
Hey, asshole! How dare you try and make us hate the ones we love?
We will thoroughly return the favor for having toyed with us.
And you can keep the change.
Don't get carried away, scrubs. Did you forget that I have the completed dark CPUs on my side? Ha! Then we'll take you all on.
With all my super duper hopes, dreams, and love, sharing field activate!
Straight from one boss fight to the next. Yeah, we're getting a double boss fight. We get to fight another giant. And then I always enjoy the giant fights. Even if we're going to get quite a lot moving forward, I always enjoy the giant fights. But your first priority, because for some reason the game doesn't do it for you, put the goddesses in the front party in their next forms, for goodness sake. They're starting in their next forms. Why wouldn't you want to have that power at your disposal immediately? Especially with how ridiculously big all the boss fights' health bar. Having access to the next form's ultimate attacks is like an absolute. But before anything else, you're going to see me fiddle with everyone's equipment and stuff for a little bit. Probably longer than I needed to, but I just wanted to make sure everyone was kitted out. And then I have this moment, I'm like, oh yeah, right, everyone else has still got the discs equipped, so I take them off everyone to put them on our main 4. And I've kind of rushed along with it because I don't want to spend too much time fiddling with menus and skills and whatnot. And you're going to see me once again completely scroll past Terraria Division, Spiral Break, Diagonal, Swords, and Blan's one without checking to see if I'm a right enough level to get any of them. Well, I know I'm not, but I forget about them by the time I get to the end of the game. And it means we also get to listen to the amazing Encounter of Destiny theme again, because it's the fight that always plays when against the giants.
What shall I do?
Now, remember, I made this point back in Act 1, but that was quite a while ago, so I'll say it again for you guys' sake. Your positioning still does matter, but if you find yourself getting a little lost as to where everyone is, which is fair enough to do, it's a bit hard to spot unless you know it's there, but there is a mini-map in the top right underneath the command menu showing you where everyone's position is around the arena. Use that to your advantage to make people circle, because the layout of the platforms is going to start to change as we go on. Like, I think the next couple are the same, but eventually it becomes like they add 2 more blocks on the left and the right, so you have to like make more of an effort to circle around. You have to jump more platforms to get people where you need them to be. But right now I'm spacing people out because I want to get one person on the top left platform, one person on the top right platform. But you got to be wary, because as Umio is now bringing to attention, there are breakable parts on this boss, and that spear will cause so much fucking pain if you don't deal with it now. Which is why I immediately go for Infinite Spear, despite the risk of it leaving Vert very vulnerable afterwards, because I just need to destroy that spear as soon as. But because it has breakable body parts, it means its defense will lower the more of it you destroy, so the quicker you can get on top of it, the better. And so there we go, the spear is gone. But now Vert is completely left open, and if the boss decides to target Vert, it could probably kill her in one go. Also, that slight cut there, that was because it was all in one recording. And as I've mentioned before, my PS4, I have it set so it records in half-an-hour chunks. So that half-hour chunk just ended there because this was of the same recording of the end of last part. Like, I went straight from the cutscene to the boss to the cutscene to this boss. And so it's no real surprise that the half-hour ran out, so I just had to quickly restart the recording there. All you missed was it attacking Uzume, and it didn't do that much damage. And we break off the other part, its plating on its left arm, so now its defense has been lowered to the least it can be. So now we can do the maximum amount of damage, so enjoy it, because this is probably the first boss in a while where its health is going to drop at a reasonable amount, because you've got access to the next forms. Like, look at that bar drop. Have you ever seen it drop so fast in this act? Like, it hasn't dropped this quickly since Act 2. Like, it's really satisfying after how many bosses that go on for fucking ever go on, that you finally get a boss fight that goes down with relative speed, and it's the one boss that would be justified of having a lot of health. Like, it's the one boss that would make sense if it took forever to kill, and it's the first one that actually goes down pretty quickly.
Come on, come on, come on.
But I know it's just because we've got a lot more giant fights coming up, because as this one is dark green, yes, there is a giant representing each of the 4 CPUs that we are going to have to take down. So we are going to have to fight dark black and dark white at some point. And also be wary that it can poison you. Like, it's not as big of a threat as I forget the name of the boss, but the boss I made like a big mention of like a couple parts ago, of like making sure it always targets Uni. Like, yeah, if you have Uni on your team on it, then that's fair enough, but I still stand by the fact, like, the only people you should have for this fight are the main goddesses in their next form, because they start in their next form. You don't get that kind of luxury that often in this game. Make the most of it. Enjoy that power rush right at the start. Especially because this boss hits like a fucking truck. Look at how low Vert's health has gotten. 37 HP. Jeez. Oh yeah, right. At this point I start trying to move people around with the hope of trying to get someone close to Vert to heal her, because no one on this team can heal without using items. That's the only thing you have to worry about by having a full team of CPUs, is that none of them can heal. And I know it's to try and balance them out, but they're so powerful and items exist that you kind of end up just keeping them along anyway. So eventually I just put it down to hope that the boss won't attack Vert next turn, because it's going to get its turn next. So I just hope that it doesn't. And thankfully, it's an idiot and doesn't capitalize and attacks Blanc instead. So Vert does get the opportunity to save her behind. And it is also I became extremely aware of, I need to stock up on items soon.
My opponent.
Because not once since, like, right near the start of Act 1 have I ever actually brought something in the shop on this playthrough. The only time I buy something from the shop it's to buy weaponry or armor. I've not brought normal healing items. Every healing item I've got is just what I've collected. And it's starting to show its wear, and I'm like, oh, hang on, this is quite low. Look, at this point I wanted to try and do a Guardian Force, but I think Blanc is not in her next form, so we're not all in the same form to do it. Especially because Guardian Force is a next form specific. All four of them have to be in their next form for it to become available.
My turn.
So eventually I just decided to go with Dimensional Slice again, because, you know, most powerful attack in the game. And I'd like to think I put a stat multiplier on top of her beforehand, but I can't remember off the top of my head because I was busy chatting. But there's a chance this will kill it. I doubt it, because I can look at the recording. Yeah, but look how much that did anyway. I miss doing that much damage. But because Vert healed herself twice, the boss has become angered, specialised towards it. So you do need to keep that in mind.
Who should I choose? Accept your fate. Ouch!
And as you can tell, I really wanted to end this on a Guardian Force, so I started like getting everyone to just block to drag it out, and then just healing Vert to keep it going. I'm waiting for Neptune's turn to be next, just because Neptune's SP is the one that's letting us down. And so just to kind of soften it up a little bit, I throw a full slash on it, knowing it won't kill it. Because I really wanted Guardian Force, because I thought it'd be really cool if it ended on a Guardian Force. So you get the next form out, and there it is. All four of us, let's go.
Yes, we no longer need words.
And there it goes. We probably didn't have to use the drop slash to soften it up, but I just wanted to be safe.
Neptune, I'll leave the rest to you. This is the power of
But I guess I'm glad that there's one boss that's kind of low health, but I'm going back on my point. I don't get why this was the one that was chosen to be a bit easier, other than you got the next form characters back, Rejoice. But I would have thought, like, make the last boss easier, and then make this one really difficult to make it so you feels like you need to have the next form characters or something. But oh well, I've rambled enough for this part. Thankfully it's not as long as other parts, so we've got more cutscenes going on.
So you have, but I won't be the winner in the end. It'll be me.
You're still trying to bluff even now?
Bluff, huh? Witness it with your own eyes. Look at the dimensional coordinates.
Could it be? No way! The dimensions have gotten even closer than before! Why did this happen so quickly?
It's thanks to all of you being in this dimension. I had no interference, and it's progressed quite wonderfully. It's disappointing I couldn't get you CPUs to fall, but now I can finally enter hyperdimension without restrictions.
Was that the objective of moving this dimension?
That's correct. When two different dimensions end in the same position, they fuse and become a new dimension. By doing this, even a spirit like me can have a physical form in hyperdimension. Even more so, because I drew in a vast amount of hyperdimension's share energy, I can now materialize there for a short time. Let's go, Krar.
Oh, finally going to hyperdimension, huh? I've been waiting.
We'll meet again. Next time we meet, I'll show you my true self, released from my seal.
You're running away?
Ah, where are my manners? Here, please accept this parting gift.
It's us?
I created them from your dreams, but it seems I created too many. Whoops. It'd be a pain to dispose of them, so do as you please.
See you suckers later!
Krusty, wait!
They've gotten away.
I'd like to go after them ASAP, but I don't think these fakes will let us through so easily.
If I at least had Krusty trapped in my specimen book, I could have warped us! Dang it, Krusty, you big dummy! Then leave this place to us. Nepgear, Gold Third, and everyone else. Return to hyperdimension.
Us?
You're right.
These fakes only have strength in numbers. We can handle this.
Although, even if they are fakes, won't you have some hesitation to fight people who look like your sisters?
Whatever. Come on, hurry and go! If you don't hurry, the dimensions will completely fuse! I understand. Let's go, everyone!
That's right, Gearsy. Take this just in case.
A share crystal?
It's leftover from what I just created. If you have this, you should be able to activate the sharing field without me. If you end up fighting the Dark CPU, use that thing.
Okay.
Hey now, we won't let you go any further.
Your opponents aren't just the CPUs!
Iffy? Kampa? Why are you two still here? Didn't you leave with Nepgear?
We can't leave behind clumsy dorks who let their guard down and get captured. Now can we?
There are things that only we can help with, too!
Thank you, both of you.
Histoire! We're back home!
Welcome home, everyone. Good work. And Neptune. Oh, where are Neptune and the others? Were they not with you?
Yes, well...
So I see. Dimensional fusion. I cannot believe game industry's history had been rewritten. For even I to have been deceived, as Planetoon's historian, how will I ever apologize to the predecessor CPUs?
It's nothing you need worry over. Thanks to that, I was able to prepare my plans without anyone catching on.
Why are you here?
That's obvious, isn't it? I came to have you return the game console, which is my sealed self within, that you took from Mojas.
That's why you were searching for that console!
That's right. Despite the fact I gathered the peripheral equipment which acts as keys, I couldn't get the main console. How troublesome. I know it's here. Hand it over quietly. You know what will happen if you refuse, don't you?
And you, Kurome, do you know what will happen to you? Don't think you'll leave here alive.
Lady Uni, are you alright?
Well, well. Mojas and Steamax. For a moneymonger like you to be on that side of the battle, I do wonder how much they're paying you.
Most laughable. Money is money. But I was paid in photos and figures of busty blonde Lady Vert.
Histoire...
Please do not misunderstand, Nepgear. They are all items being officially sold within Leanbox.
So, fetishes trump money, huh? Some things never change, regardless of the era we're in.
You are mistaken, brat. My desire of money is for my hobbies alone. I wish to obtain every last figure and magazine of busty blondes ever.
Huh? Even if it was the hyperdimension part, you're the last boss! But your motivation was busty blondes?
Is it the same for you too?
No, I'm not.
He has strayed from the school of busty blondes. Right now, he is mastering the school of black-haired side-updo tsunderes.
Black-haired? Side-updo? Tsundere, huh? Is that possibly... Uni? What?
Oh, Steamex.
The reference just happened to change. It has nothing to do with you.
You're the worst.
Oh. Lady Uni hates me. It's all over for me.
What's this? I've never seen Steamax so dejected. With this sort of black depression, he may end up cutting his own stomach open.
Jeez. You've got such a troublesome personality. It's not like I hate you or anything. I was just a little embarrassed. People don't look at me the way they look at Noir. So cheer up already.
Is that true, Lady Uni?
Good for you, Steamax.
It's all thanks to you, General. Nice assist.
These two are communicating without having to speak? It's almost like you and Isha, Esha.
Don't compare us to the likes of them.
Even I'm getting a headache from all this. It's unbelievable you continue this farce in front of me. That nonsense aside, I'll have you hand over the main seal now.
Why are you under the illusion that it is still in the Basilica? We've already relocated the console. Your objective will not be fulfilled today.
How unfortunate for you.
How annoying. Then I have no business with you, or this place anymore. Go ahead and watch game industry burn during my search.
It seems she has let us go for now. But what did she mean by watching game industry burn? That's a bit unsettling.
I know! She's going to drop a colony from space! A whole bunch of them! And then the next game's prologue will start with, "There once was a war."
Could it possibly be?
No, that's definitely not happening.
Yes, this is Histoire. Is that true? I understand. Nepgear and the others have just returned, so I will send them right away.
What happened, Histoire?
A dark CPU has appeared.
I see. So that's what she meant. A dark CPU is certainly capable of turning game industry into a sea of fire in a flash.
We won't let that happen! Let's hurry and stop her!
Next time on Neptunia VIIR, we got another giant to take down. But until then, you guys take care now.